Hey, welcome back to Bob's Two-Car Garage. Now today I'm not actually in my garage, but I'm sure that whatever I do here today, you could do in your own garage. Now, I needed to cut a bunch of circles like this out of pine. And I figured that my best option was to do it on the bandsaw with a narrow blade. But I had a bunch of them to do, so I didn't want to do them by hand. Made this little contraption right here to make my work a little bit easier. Stick around, I'm going to show you how I made it. Hi, my name is Bob and I love my two-car garage. First thing I did is cut a piece of wood longer than my table by about 6 inches and about as wide or a little bit wider than the depth of a possible cut right here. Cutting is going to happen over here, so I just did this on a big 3/4 inch sheet of plywood. Want that piece of plywood to glide back and forth on my groove here, so I cut a piece of hardwood that fits in there, and this is going to get mounted on the back of that piece of plywood. And I'm going to hold this back about 12 inches from the inside edge of that board. It actually holds it out a couple inches, but that's all I need for this particular project, so I'm good with that. I'm using a piece of oak right here. You don't have to use something like this, but I just happen to have it around. I do like some hardwood in a situation like this, because it is going to move back and forth a lot. So just tacking it in place with some really short nails. But that's not enough to hold it, so I'm going to put some screws in there too. So pilot hole, and then I'm going to do a little countersink. Don't have a real countersink, so I'm just using the tip of a larger drill. I need to cut a 7-inch diameter circle out of this 9-inch long and wide piece of pine. So I'm going to come over here from the blade, 3.5 inches, make a hole, stick a pin in there, then I'm going to drill a hole right in the center of my wood right here, and that's going to be the pivot point that I can cut my circle with. I think it's going to work great. So I'm coming out this way, 3.5 inches. Make a little mark. And then I'm going to come over this way 3.5, or I'm going to come perpendicular out from the edge. And right there is where I'm going to put my pivot point. For my pivot point, I found this cool little pin that has special use, but doesn't matter. You could use anything though. You could use a nail, a screw, a dowel, but I'm going to use this pin. I'm going to cut it off just the right length. It's going to stick up through the center of that board and make a nice place for me to rotate that board around in and make a nice circle. Cool little pin I made. Cut it off with a hacksaw, then kind of tapered it on the end with a grinder. Way better than you have to do. A dowel, a nail, anything like that would work. But I just happened to have this laying around and it seemed like the right thing to do. Look at that perfect little pivot point. Now, I guess the downside to doing it this way is that I have to drill a hole in the middle of my circle. In my case, I'm going to cut this circle in half, so it's really not going to be a circle. It's going to be a half moon. But I could, if I wanted to, I could make that pivot point shorter and just go a little ways into the wood on this side. Or I could use a smaller pivot point, like a nail, something like that, so it's not much to patch up in the end. I have to cut 43 of these, and so this is the only way to do it for me. I gotta work out a way that's gonna be fast and so that they will turn out all the same. On the bottom side here, I'm gonna rig up a little stop. So that when I slide this in, it will stop when the pivot point is even with those teeth right there. So initially here, I'm just gonna put a little block of wood right there, and I'm gonna clamp it in place so that it stops in the right place. If that doesn't work out, I can always make adjustments. Could actually screw this piece in place, but for now I'm just gonna clamp it to make sure that it's working the way I want it to work. First time, see what happens. Now I did the cutting, or I had the wood on the left side of the blade, which kind of limits the size of the circle that I can cut. But I suppose that you could do it on the outside, do an outboard cut rather than an inboard cut, and that way you could cut as big a circle as you want to. Now let's do that one more time just so you can see what's going on. Place the wood on the pivot point, then I slide the wood into the blade until the jig stops on the little block. Then I complete cutting the circle. Now be careful when you're using the bandsaw. Keep your hands away from the cutting path of the blade. A lot of people have bandsaws and they think they're the safest thing in the world, but actually, I taught woodshop for 32 years, and the only accident that I ever had, I had two, and they both happened on the bandsaw. Not super serious, but the bandsaw will cut you, so make sure you set the guard height correctly. And again, keep your hands away from the cutting path of the blade. Now this same jig could be used for cutting different sizes of circles by simply changing the location of that pivot point. I suppose you could rig something up to make it adjustable, but most of the time that's not going to be necessary. Now another disadvantage besides the fact that you have to put a hole in your wood to this method is that when you're doing it on the bandsaw, obviously you're going to have some bandsaw marks, and depending on how perfect you want your outside edge to be, that could be a problem. So we did end up sanding this off to make it perfect. This turned out to be a great way to cut circles on the bandsaw, especially if you have a lot of them to cut. Now, I want to leave you today with this proverb that says, wise men and women are always learning and always listening for fresh insights. That being said, I want to thank fellow YouTuber DIY Montreal for being a great inspiration to me on this project. Don't forget to like and subscribe.